Good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this historic morning. It's an event no one under the age of 70 has ever witnessed, the coronation of a king and his queen, King Charles III and Queen Camilla of the United Kingdom. Let's take a live look at the iconic Mall, where thousands of royal well-wishers are lining up to see the new king and queen. And just moments ago, we got our first glimpse of the royal couple on their big day as they left Clarence House. Excited crowds there, a little braving the rain and the elements, and it would not be rain. Well, you're in London. You expect it. Now, Charles, he's been king since the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, back in September. But this religious ceremony formalizes his place on the throne. Charles was just 4 years old when his mother was crowned in 1953. And now, 70 years later, the longest waiting king will be crowned alongside his wife of 18 years. There are three parts to today's event: the King's procession from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Abbey, then the ceremony itself, and finally, the coronation procession back to the palace. Now, within the ceremony, there are 6 stages. We will break each of those down for you and their significance in a few moments. But this morning, I'm in London, just outside Westminster Abbey, with an incredible team helping me track the event and break this all down. Here with me is ABC's Deborah Roberts, Victoria Murphy, contributor editor at Town & Country, and Robert Jobson, royal editor of the London Evening Standard, both of them ABC News World contributors. Thank you all for being here. We're going to have a great time
historic moment
here in the studio. Historic moment, and proud to be here to share it with you all. And our news team, they are fanned out across London. They are covering it all, from Buckingham Palace to the Mall to Hyde Park to Westminster Abbey, where Charles will be crowned. We are thrilled to also have with us 3 people who not only know the royal family well, but they've worked for their majesties in the past. Sir Peter Westmacott, Elsa Anderson, and Christina Kyriakou. Now, we'll hear from all of them all morning long, but let's start by heading right to Buckingham Palace, where it all begins and where my colleagues Lara Spencer and James Longman are standing by. Good morning, guys.
Good morning to you, Michael. What a day here at Buckingham Palace. Behind us, the stands are filled. The folks that you see there are invited guests. They are military veterans, they are healthcare workers, and representatives from charities near and dear to the King and Queen's hearts. They are braving the rain, and of course they are. They're witnessing history, because in just a few moments, we will, in fact, see King Charles and Queen Camilla depart Buckingham Palace for the journey to Westminster Abbey in the Diamond Jubilee State Coach. About a 35-minute procession, Michael, down the Mall, through Trafalgar Square, along the route to Westminster Abbey with 1,000 members of the armed forces. They will accompany His Majesty on the largest military display that we have seen here in the UK in 70 years. James has been educating me. It's so interesting to hear the different parts of the armed forces that we've witnessed already this morning.
Yeah, I mean, they're all out in force. You can see here, this behind me, this is the Sovereign Escort. Everyone's waiting. This is the British military waiting for the King and Queen to leave Buckingham Palace. And yes, Michael, you said it was raining, but it rained in 1953 for the Queen's coronation, so it is good luck. And look, I am one of the 80% of Brits who has never seen this before, and it is history before us. Look, you have a written constitution in the United States. This is ours. This is ours played out in full pageantry, and it is absolutely going to be extraordinary. It's history before our eyes, and I'm really excited about it.
All right, thank you, guys. We're all excited about being here for history that is being made today. And now the 4 of us, we're here just across the street from Westminster Abbey, the historic church where the ceremony will happen. And this is the same site that every coronation has taken place since 1066. It's where Queen Elizabeth was memorialized 8 months ago, where the funeral was held in 1997 for the late Princess Diana, Charles's first wife, and where his son and heir William, the Duke of Cambridge, married Catherine Middleton in 2011. And Deborah, this is going to be a very different coronation, and really one that is meant to usher in the next chapter of the monarchy.
Absolutely a turning point. And Michael, I have to say, you know, I love this kind of stuff. I'm a royal watcher. How I became one, I don't really know, but I was here for Meghan and Harry's wedding. I was here for the Queen's Jubilee, here for the funeral. And it's been so interesting to watch all these shifts, right, in the modern monarchy. But this is really going to be a turning point. We've gone from a queen who was sort of a grandmotherly figure, really kind of globally. I mean, people sort sort of recognized her, and now we're shifting to a king. And that brings about all kinds of different dynamics for people. A lot of conversations that were being whispered are now being had out loud about the monarchy. Is it really relevant? It doesn't even make any sense in the modern world. What about the history, the thorny history of the British Empire? So a lot of those things are being discussed. This new king knows he's got to confront all of this. So from an American perspective, I think it's really fascinating to see history play out. This is a king who is not only recognizing history, but he knows now that he is going to help shape history. So I think it's really going to be fascinating to see today all of the symbolism that is involved in this day.
Yes, and today is supposed to be very